Hi there, Ashley here with We Make Systems Sexy. I'm really excited to be here to talk to y'all today about hiring and onboarding with ClickUp. And the reason I'm really jazzed to talk to you today about this subject is because my first goal, my project for 2023 was to make this new freebie to be able to give y'all more value. So we have this new freebie, and after I tell you all about why you want to hire and onboard with ClickUp, I would love for you to grab my freebie and tell me what you think. So we're going to be talking about, now that your team is experiencing some growth, how you can build efficiently, and using a tool that you might already have that you're using in your business. It makes the most sense to do that there. So you're probably feeling like you're at capacity. You're trying to figure out, where do I go from here? I don't know where to begin with hiring, onboarding, managing a team member or more team members. I have so much on my plate. Do I actually have tasks that I can hand off to someone else? Well, I'm sure you've heard me talk about those subjects before, especially talking about our other freebie, the delegation exercise. If you have not gotten the delegation exercise yet, I do recommend that you hop over, grab the delegation exercise first, and then you're going to want to follow on with this other freebie as well. Check out that delegation exercise because it does help you in a very simple way to actually go step by step, thinking about what things you have on your plate and how you can actually start to delegate those items to somebody else. Who is it that you need to hire, etc. Now, if you're already clear on who it is you need to hire, you know exactly what it is that you need to hand off. It's just this whole process feels daunting to you, then this is the freebie for you. As I mentioned, the first steps to hiring well, you want to follow the delegation exercise to, make sure that you determine who is the right person. But again, if you already know who that person is, then you can kind of skip through that step. But you want to make sure that you then are prepared to actually create a list within ClickUp for your hiring. When you're creating those statuses, create custom statuses that make sense for how you want these potential applicants to actually move through your hiring process. Don't just kind of leave it up to chance. Think about what questions you want to ask them on that initial application, what information that you're trying to gather from them, and those can be your custom fields. Now, of course, you're thinking about the application and what information you're getting from them, but in your actual job description, you're perfect for this job if you actually are thinking about, okay, this is the information I'm giving to them. In the application, I'm getting information from them to learn more about them. But you want to describe who you are as a person, as a company, talk about your mission, vision, and values, find the right person, right? And that's going to help you to be able to screen who that person is that's coming into your business. So tie it all together by using a doc view in that same hiring list that you've created, and actually have your job description, again, right here within ClickUp. Since you've done the delegation exercise or you already knew what task you wanted to hand off, then I would recommend compiling those actual tasks that you want to hand off to them. Now, this is going to be important for actually building out that job description to make sure that they're going to understand what is required of them or expected of them as they come in as a new team member. And so that you also have clarity about how much work it's going to be, and you can truly define what that's going to look like for this new team member. Once you've built out that job description, then you can start building out that actual application. Use that form view to figure out what you're going to pull in for the actual application questions. I recommend on the list view, adding custom fields for the questions that you actually want to gather on the form before building the form out. So that way, when you actually click into the list view and you see your whole list of applicants that have said, yes, I want to work with you, you can actually see at a glance their responses to certain things. Now, the next lovely part about having this all within ClickUp is that you can actually set up automations to even send an automatic thank you email after they filled out the application. Certain emails, once you've moved them over to a rejection or acceptance status, etc. And you can have those actually set up to fire for you. So you're not having to send out a ton of rejection, exception, we're moving you on to the second part of our hiring phase, et cetera, kind of emails. So utilize those automations for sure. Once you found your perfect person, your unicorn, or whatever you want to call them, you're thinking about onboarding, right? Hiring is just the first part. Onboarding is where it really gets dicey. So make sure that you have separately in the same, I would keep this all together in the same list for your hiring or your same folder for your hiring and onboarding list. Have an onboarding list that actually you add the tasks to that need to be completed pre-kickoff, at kickoff, after they start, maybe a certain amount of time for their actual training. Make sure they have all the details that they need to get started, that you get their W-9 if necessary, you give them access to platforms, email, systems trainings, etc. So I would make this kind of onboarding list a template for the future. I have done this in hiring, and it saved me a ton of time each time that we hired somebody, because I basically just added, the relevant person to the task in the list and the due dates, and voila, it was, much easier to know that I hadn't missed anything important in that. I also absolutely love the dashboards in ClickUp, because I have created a new team member dashboard that gives them the quick glance of everything that they need, especially to get started. Because especially a team member coming in that maybe isn't used to using ClickUp or isn't used to how you do things as an organization, it's a lot easier for them to just see things at a small glance that pertain to them just to begin with. And then they can continue to learn and go from there. So I definitely recommend creating a team member dashboard and sharing it with them. I would give them, FAQs, access to any onboarding forms they need to fill out, an area for a chat if they have questions, an overview of tasks that are currently assigned to them. Make sure that they know where to find a library of looms, tutorials, trainings, etc., access to relevant SOPs, all that good stuff. Then that also makes it easy for you, because you can monitor their progress using their dashboard, or even the everything view filtered to their task. Within this training portion, it's usually a good practice to set up like a weekly recap to say kind of a check-in. How are you feeling? What's working? What's not? What do you need from us? And maybe give some feedback on what you're seeing on your end as well. And don't forget to, when you're giving tasks and assigning tasks to this new team member, link the SOPs. We love to have our SOPs linked into our SOP manual within ClickUp for this very reason, because we can use the relationships feature and link those actual SOPs in the task where they live into the tasks that are relevant to the person actually doing the item. So make sure that they have what they need to succeed, and linking the SOPs is going to lead to success in delegating. So this is what you're going to find step by step in our freebie, the Hiring and Onboarding with ClickUp freebie. I mentioned a few things about, obviously with ClickUp, with setting up this whole folder for your hiring and onboarding, creating dashboards and SOPs. If you have any questions about what that looks like, I know the hiring and onboarding templates we are going to be building out for your purchase. If you have questions about what that looks like and you don't want to have to come up with it and reinvent the wheel because we already have created it, please feel free to reach out for that, because that's in the works currently. Aside from that, if you are like, yes, I know I need SOPs, and yes, I know I need to do the hiring and onboarding, and you have questions about that, please, we make System Sexy. We are all about SOPs as well. So please feel free to shoot us a DM, ask us what kind of SOP services that we offer, because SOPs is where it's at. We live and breathe SOPs for this very reason, because they make this hiring and onboarding and delegating and building a team and growing a team and scaling that much easier. All right, this was a long one, but thanks so much for hanging on with me, and we look forward to talking to y'all soon. Bye.